I want you to picture something. Your car breaks down on the way to work tomorrow morning. Nothing dramatic, a flat tire, a dead battery. The tow truck costs $150, the repair is another $250. Total, $400. For most Americans, that scenario is not an inconvenience. It is a financial emergency. According to the Federal Reserve's most recent report on the economic well-being of U.S. households, 37% of Americans say they could not cover a $400 unexpected expense without borrowing money or selling something. 37%. That is not 37% of unemployed Americans. That is not 37% of people below the poverty line. It is 37% of all American adults, working people, employed people, people doing everything right. One flat tire away from financial crisis. And the question nobody is asking is not, why don't they just save more? The real question is, what kind of system produces this outcome, and who profits from it? I'm Marcus. This is Macro Finance, and today we are going to answer that question completely. Part 1. The $400 reality. Marcus's story, Memphis, Tennessee. Let me make this real for you. Marcus is 31 years old. He lives in Memphis, Tennessee. He works as a logistics coordinator, making $52,000 a year. That's about $3,800 a month after taxes. Solid working-class income. Respectable. Marcus pays $1,150 in rent, $340 in car payment, $180 in car insurance, $120 in phone and utilities, $350 in groceries, $200 in gas. That is $2,340 in fixed monthly costs, leaving him $1,460 for everything else. Student loan payment, $280 a month. Credit card minimum, $95 a month. Subscriptions, $67 a month. What's left? $1,018. Food, clothing, haircuts, social life, any unexpected cost, and savings. Marcus tries to save, he really does, but every month something happens. A doctor's copay, a parking ticket, a birthday gift he couldn't skip, a grocery run that went over. By the end of most months, Marcus has saved between $0 and $80, sometimes less. His emergency fund? $340, less than the cost of one car repair. This is not a Marcus problem. This is an American problem. A 2024 bank rate survey found that only 44% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency expense from savings alone. Just 44%. The other 56%, they would put it on a credit card, borrow from family, take a personal loan, or simply not be able to cover it at all. Think about what that means in real terms. The average emergency room visit in America costs $1,300. A basic car transmission repair, $1,800 to $3,400. A broken furnace in January in Chicago, $2,500. A root canal without dental insurance, $1,100. Any of these expenses, things that happen to normal people in normal American life, would completely financially devastate more than half the country. 56% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency from savings. This is not bad luck. This is a system. Part 2. The 3 traps. Trap number 1. The paycheck-to-paycheck design. Here is the first thing I need you to understand. Living paycheck to paycheck is not a personal failure. It is the predictable output of a system specifically designed to keep money circulating away from you and toward lenders, landlords, and corporations. In 1980, the average American spent about 28% of income on housing. Today, that number in most major American cities is between 38 and 52%. When housing alone consumes half your income, there is mathematically nothing left to save. And it is not just housing. Healthcare costs have increased 600% since 1980, adjusted for inflation. Childcare in America now costs an average of $1,200 to $2,500 a month, more than college tuition in most states. And the average American spends $12,530 per year on transportation, the second biggest household expense after housing. The cost of a basic American life has exploded. The wages to cover that life have not kept pace. The gap between those two numbers is exactly where your emergency fund was supposed to live, and nothing fills that gap. Trap number 2, the subscription and spending leak. Now, I am not going to pretend systemic costs are the whole story, because there is also a behavioral trap that compounds the systemic one. The average American household spends $219 per month on subscriptions they have agreed to and many they have forgotten about. Netflix, Spotify, Disney+, gym memberships used twice a year, apps that auto-renew annually, Amazon Prime, iCloud storage, meal kit services. $219 a month is $2,628 a year. That is more than the Federal Reserve's $400 emergency threshold 6 times over, quietly leaving the account every single month. And it is not just subscriptions. The average American spends $1,497 per year on coffee and beverages, $2,481 on dining out. These are not luxury behaviors. They are normalized spending patterns that have been deliberately marketed as small and inconsequential. It's only $6. It's only $15 a month. It's just this one time. Multiplied by 365 days and 12 months, those onlys add up to thousands of dollars a year that were never consciously allocated to savings. Trap number 3, the emergency debt spiral. Here is the cruelest part of the $400 trap. When Americans cannot cover an emergency from savings, they do not go without, they borrow. 46% of Americans who face an unexpected expense say they would cover it with a credit card and carry the balance, at an average APR of 22.8%. So, Marcus's $400 car repair becomes a $400 credit card charge. He pays the minimum, $16 a month, at 22.8% APR. It takes him 32 months to pay that off, and the total cost, $564 for a $400 emergency. And while he's paying that off, the next emergency arrives. The medical copay, the broken appliance, another unexpected car cost. Each emergency becomes a new debt. Each debt reduces the monthly cash available to save, which means the emergency fund never gets funded, which means the next emergency also becomes a debt. The emergency debt spiral does not start with irresponsibility. It starts with a $400 car repair and a system that offered no other option. Part 4. The real dollar cost. What no emergency fund actually costs you. Let me show you the real financial damage of living without an emergency fund, not in theory, in Marcus's actual numbers. In the past 3 years, Marcus has faced these unexpected expenses. Year 1, car repair $580, medical copay $340, total $920. Year 2, dental emergency $800, apartment maintenance $250, phone replacement $420, total $1,470. Year 3, job gap, 2 weeks between positions, $1,100, car registration renewal $380, AC unit repair, $650, total $2,130. 3 years, $4,520 in unexpected expenses. Marcus covered all of it, with credit cards at an average of 22.8% APR. He's been making minimum payments on most of it. 3 years later, the actual amount he's paid back is $3,100, and he still owes $2,860 across various cards. So, his $4,520 in emergencies has so far cost him $5,960 and counting. He's paid $1,440 in pure interest on emergencies, money that built him zero wealth, zero security, zero progress. $4,520 in emergencies became $5,960 plus because there was no $1,000 emergency fund. The fund would have paid for itself 4 times over. The opportunity cost, what he could have built. But here's the number that should genuinely shift how you think about emergency funds. If Marcus had saved just $1,000 before these emergencies began, that $1,000 would have covered the first year completely. No credit card, no interest, no debt spiral. And if he had saved $2,500, a true starter emergency fund, he would have covered 2 full years of emergencies without borrowing a single dollar. The $1,440 in interest he paid, that money invested in an S&P 500 index fund at 10% per year. In 10 years, $3,737. In 20 years, $9,699. In 30 years, $25,175. $25,000 from interest paid on emergencies that a $2,500 fund would have prevented entirely. An emergency fund is not a savings goal. It is the foundation that makes every other financial goal possible. Without it, every unexpected event pulls you backward. With it, life's chaos stops destroying your progress. When credit cards are not available, payday loans. Now I need to talk about something even darker. Because for millions of Americans, credit cards are not the emergency solution. Their credit is already maxed. Their score is too low to qualify for more. For those Americans, the emergency industry has a different product ready: payday loans. There are more payday loan locations in the United States than there are McDonald's restaurants. More than 23,000 storefronts specifically positioned in working-class and low-income neighborhoods, near Walmart, near bus stops, near the places where people who live paycheck to paycheck actually live and work. The average payday loan? $375. The average fee? $55 for 2 weeks. That sounds manageable until you do the math. $55 on a $375 loan for 2 weeks is an annualized APR of 391%. Not 22%, not 28%, 391%. Payday loan APR, 391%. Credit card APR, 22.8%. This is who profits from the $400 emergency. The rollover trap. And here is the trap inside the trap. The vast majority of payday loan borrowers cannot repay the full loan at the end of 2 weeks, so they roll it over, pay the fee again, borrow again. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that 80% of payday loans are rolled over or renewed within 14 days, and the average borrower takes out 8 payday loans per year. 8 loans at $55 each, that is $440 in fees per year. To borrow an average of $375. They paid more in fees than they borrowed. And here is who is most targeted by payday lenders: Black and Hispanic communities, rural working-class Americans, single mothers, and veterans. The Federal Reserve's own data shows that lower-income Americans are 8 times more likely to use payday loans than higher-income Americans. This is not a coincidence. This is a business model built on financial desperation, and the $400 emergency gap is the exact crack in the wall that this entire industry was built to exploit. Part 5. The solution. Okay, I have shown you the trap from every angle. Now let me show you the exit. And I am going to be specific because vague financial advice is how people stay stuck. Step 1. The starter goal. $1,000 first. Do not start by trying to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. That number is real and important, but it is paralyzing for someone who currently has $340 saved.
Start with $1,000. That's your first wall of defense. It covers the average car repair, the average ER copay, the average appliance failure. $1,000 at $84 a month is 12 months. At $125 a month, it's 8 months. At $200 a month, it's 5 months. Not glamorous, not exciting, but a $1,000 emergency fund is the single most impactful financial move a working-class American can make. It breaks the emergency debt spiral every time. Step 2. The subscription audit. Marcus did a full subscription audit, every recurring charge for 60 days. He found $143 per month he had forgotten about or stopped using, 3 streaming services, a fitness app, an expired free trial he never canceled.
$143 a month canceled. That is $1,716 a year redirected from forgotten subscriptions directly into his emergency fund. His $1,000 goal? Funded in 7 months. Without a raise, without cutting anything that actually mattered to him. Step 3. The right account. Your emergency fund should not be in your regular checking account. Too easy to spend. It should be in a high-yield savings account. In 2025, the best HYSAs are paying 4.5 to 5.2% APY. That means your $1,000 earns $45 to $52 per year just sitting there. Small but meaningful. And the slight friction of it being in a separate account means you will not spend it casually. Marcus opened a Marcus by Goldman Sachs account. $0 minimum, no fees, 5.1% APY. Took 10 minutes online. His emergency fund is now earning interest for the first time in his life. Step 4. The full 3-month goal. Once Marcus hits $1,000, he does not stop. He keeps going. The real target for financial security is 3 months of essential expenses. For Marcus, that is 3 months times $2,340 of fixed costs equals $7,020. At $200 a month after hitting the $1,000 milestone, Marcus reaches $7,020 in 30 months, 2.5 years, not forever. And every month along the way, his financial anxiety drops, his sleep improves, his relationship with money fundamentally changes. Because when you have 3 months of expenses saved, you are no longer one emergency away from crisis. You are 3 months away from crisis, and that difference is everything. Part 6. 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency. That number is not evidence of a lazy country. It is evidence of a broken system that extracts money from working people at every turn, through stagnant wages, rising costs, predatory credit, and a payday loan industry that literally built its business model on the gap between what people earn and what life costs. Marcus is not a failure. Marcus is a product of a system that was never designed to let him build a cushion. But Marcus has something now that changes the game. He has the numbers. He has the audit. He has the HYSA account. He has the $200 a month plan. And in 7 months, he will have $1,000 sitting in a high-yield account earning interest, untouched, waiting, not for something fun, for the flat tire that would have destroyed him last year. An emergency fund is not about being rich. It is about being free. Free from the payday lender, free from the credit card spiral, free from the 3 a.m. panic when the car makes a new sound. $1,000 buys you that freedom. Start today. If this video showed you something you needed to see, hit the like button right now. It helps Macrofinance reach more Americans who are one $400 emergency away from a spiral they don't deserve. Comment below with this. What is your current emergency fund balance? Even if it is $0, especially if it is $0. Write it. Make it real. I read every single comment. And subscribe to Macrofinance. Every week we break down the real math and the real traps behind money in America. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.